Hey folks, Pastor Jordan here, coming to you from outdoors here at West Glenville Reformed Church. It is a beautiful sunny Thursday morning, and I just wanted to bring you this week's sermon preview. We're moving into the month of February, and given that it's the first Sunday in the month, we will be celebrating the Lord's Supper this coming Sunday, February 7th. So I just wanted to share a couple of things with you leading up to our service. First, if you plan to attend, please take a look at our indoor worship protocols. They are attached in an email, and you can find them on our church website as well. Just make sure you're taking a look at all of that stuff so that you're prepared to worship with us safely in person. If you would prefer to worship from a distance, you can join us right here on our YouTube channel. And Sunday morning, 10 a.m. Eastern Time, right here, we'll be broadcasting live from the sanctuary for our worship service for any of you who would like to attend that way. So however you'd like to join us, we invite you to do that. Since it is Communion Sunday, we will be celebrating communion during worship, and we will provide anyone who's in attendance with our prepackaged single-serve safe communion elements if you'd like to participate that way. You are also invited to bring your own communion elements if you would prefer to do that. And if you're joining us from home, we ask that you just have some communion elements prepared at home to celebrate with us that way. However, those options work best for you. Just jump in with it, whichever one works, and we'll be able to celebrate communion in that way. We're looking forward to a time when we can go back to our traditional celebration of communion. But until then, we'll do it however we need to celebrate the Lord's Supper. So that's this coming Sunday at 10 a.m. Eastern as part of our worship service. And also, I wanted to tell you a little bit about what we'll be checking out this Sunday. We're going to hear a story of two miraculous healings that Jesus does with people who are at death's door, who have slipped beyond the grips of those around them that love them, and Jesus brings them back. And we're going to hear two stories about individuals that are outcasts of the community in many ways, and how Jesus' ministry extends to them. First, we hear about this centurion who has a servant that is ill and has died, and Jesus is called upon by the community to come and to save this person's servant who has taken ill and died. Now, the interesting part is that this is a centurion of the Roman government. It's not part of the Jewish community of that time, but there's this community tie with the folks of the day and this particular centurion, to where they feel moved to call upon Jesus to act in this way. And so that's the first story that we'll hear as Jesus' ministry continues this arc that we have followed so far of extending out past the bounds that we might expect it to maintain. And so then we hear the story of a widow woman whose son is sick and has died. And Jesus is called to resurrect the widow's son. And in this moment, we see also another person who is on the outskirts of this community being reached out to by Jesus. And so we will look at that in the context of the Gospel of Luke as we follow this narrative that is beginning to unfold, that is showing how much greater the gospel truth is than anyone realized. It wasn't just for one group of people, one set of people. Jesus is showing us through these ministries how that mission of the gospel is expanding beyond borders and going out farther than any people thought that it would. And so that's what we'll look at this Sunday. And we'll ask ourselves as we enter the second month of the year, what are the ways that we can extend our ministry the same way that Jesus extended his ministry? What are the ways that we can do that as a community of faith here in West Glenville, and how can we follow in those same footsteps that Jesus has laid out for us? So that's what we'll be looking at on Sunday. We'll be celebrating the Lord's Supper. We'll be joining in worship of our risen Lord and Savior Jesus Christ together this coming Sunday, here in person or online on this YouTube channel at 10 a.m. Eastern. I look forward to worshiping with you this coming Sunday. May the Lord be with you. God bless.